Okay, so Oga Obinna accused of theft and fraud by alleged sugar mommy. Alafu ikakuwa Oga Obinna's fake life has been exposed. A woman named Liz Kawela has reported him to the police at Gigiri police station. She said Obinna stole 2.5 million in her Range Rover, then disappeared. Liz said she's been in a relationship with Obinna for 1 year. During this time, they lived together at her house in Kichisuru. She also allowed Obinna's 4 children to stay with him. Obinna moved into my house with his kids. He's a con man and should be exposed. She told the police that while having lunch at a hotel in Kiserian, Obinna sent his personal assistant and some men to her house. They took cash, bedding, and other items worth 2.5 million shillings. The men also took her house help's phones to stop them from calling her. Liz said she's been the one supporting Obinna financially. She added that the car he uses belonged to her. The police arrested Obinna's assistant and the men, but they were released on bond. They are waiting to be taken to court. Obinna has been told to go to Gigiri to answer the allegations. Okay. One thing. Wacha niangalie hii kitu. Kuna kitu moja ile amesema interesting sana hapa. Liz said she's the one who's been supporting Obinna financially. Liz, if this Liz is a true person, kile naweza mwambia ni Liz, if you've been supporting him financially, amekuwa akikucheza. This dude has money. And kuna nani Raymond anasema views is not money my guy. Buda jo, haujui kile unasema jo. Kwa usikizaga IKONINI for long, umesikiaga nikijoke that if IKONINI was doing Obinna numbers, shasikiaga like umesikiza IKONINI for long, musemaga Obinna numbers. I never say anyone else, I always say Obinna numbers. This dude makes a lot of money. If the woman was supporting him, it's because she wanted to, but this dude has his own money and he can afford that Range Rover. That's one thing naweza kuambia. Based on this year's performances zake nimekuwa nikiangalia, he can afford that Range Rover. So but in Nairobi ni Costa Ojwang na watendawili walisema Nairobi ni kuja kutafuta pesa. If I can get someone to support me financially and I don't spend my own money, I'll be happy. I think nishasemaga hizi, like one of the things you learn with the older that you get is if you can avoid spending money, avoid spending money. So if you have money that you can keep somewhere, not spend, you can Nini. So Raymond, be what? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but views actually mean money. Tunafanyaga like ridiculous views. Let me show you someone like kuna mse yuko TZ anaitwa nani? Who's at TZ? The guy with the most views anaitwa nani mse? Millard Ayo. Buda, Millard Ayo makes a lot of money. Na yuko TZ. I think Millard Ayo on a bad month will make maybe 3 million Kenyan shillings. So yes, that's Millard Ayo on a bad month. Raymond, hiyo nile mwezi Millard Ayo anaamka anataka kugongesha kichwa yake kwa wall. Hiyo ni 3 million shillings a month. So yeah, so nianza kuambia umse zile numbers amekuwa kidu this year, because this year ndio amefanya nini? Amefanya interview ya Miguna, amefanya zile Oscar Sudi, amefanya. That dude has made a lot of money. So if he's been spending some woman's money, he's been spending it because he's bright. Like if I can spend your money and not spend my own money, I'm going to spend your fucking money. Yeah, so but he can, anything that he drives he can afford. It's just, that's why me, if you are to ask me, I think this is a fake story. And if it's a real story, then I'm like, damn dude, salute. Shit, she bought for you something you can afford. You're using her shit. Alafu pia siku hizi kuna number plates. Si mtu a Google the number plate, then aone which name ends up showing up. But Raymond, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this guy can actually afford that car. And so yes, he can actually afford the car. The numbers he does are ridiculous, man. Those numbers are ridiculous. A lot of people, I don't think squeezy a Range Rover is what it used to be on the Kenyan scene, and a lot of people can afford Range Rovers. Like hata hapa watu like a lot of artists walikujaga interviews hapo kujaga na range, so it's not that's why nikicheki hapa sijui sounds of a fake lifestyle. I'm like, nah, that's not a fake lifestyle. This dude can afford this shit. It's just that he was using someone else's money to nini. I can't blame him. That means he's invested his own money. Ukipata mi dem akiniambia move in move, okay, saizi niko na bibi, but in another world where sina bibi, dem akiniambia to move in alafu anza expend doa yake on mimi na wife, mi nitakubali, like hiyo ni shauri yako. But yes, Raymond nipo umekubali, yes, umse anaweza afford hizo vitu zote. That's why I never doubted. I think hata tuko tunabongana nani, who are we talking to, and tuko tunabonga juu story. I think ni part 2 ya Iani when we are talking about like artists who've done crazy stuff. So of course tulibonga juu ya stories za Kali, tukabonga juu ya siku hizi vile BN waga ana sell out concerts left, right and center, and then tukabonga juu ya Obinna pia tulibonga wapi ile clip moja nikibonga juu ya demo wa FP. You remember tulibonga juu ya the biggest comedians and we talked about numbers, and remember Obinna was still there. Like he's been doing some crazy numbers, and those crazy numbers come with crazy paychecks, and he can afford those things. And if the girl has decided to spend that on him, good for him, man. Like shit, damn, I should be laying pipe hivyo jo mpaka demiko move into kitu sur. Nilikuwa na lay pipe huku nje jo, na sikuwa hata kwamba ni move into any place. Shit. Mi ndo nilikuwa naambia watu wa move in. So I think this is one of those stories where people are so jazzed with bringing down. Unajua kitu waga messed up na Kenya ni so kupendaga ukiwa underdog. So like right now Obinna is no longer an underdog. He's one of the big dogs, and since he's one of the big dogs, saizi ndio watu wako wanataka kumbring down. Like people will be so happy if he was living a fake lifestyle. I don't know if that makes sense. Like Kenya tuko na hiyo obsession na hatakagi wasa wafike level fulani. So the fact that he's been able to reach that level, now everyone wants to pull him down. So that's what, but I can tell you comfortably, I've never looked at his paycheck. I must angalia Toyoto from YouTube, but from the outside looking in, he can afford a Range Rover. Not just one, he can afford 2. Can he afford rent in Kitisuru? Yes, he can afford. Yeah, so is this mysterious woman real? I don't know. Maybe. And if this mysterious woman is real, then I'm like, salute Obinna, salute. Like uko na dona bado naishi free. Like, damn. Ushatikigio kitu au samaga, like the richer you get, the more free stuff you get. It's a very interesting phenomenon. Like saa hizi like mse kama huyo utapata anamboniaje, now we want to do this for you for free, we want to do this, okay, can you come and live in our hotel for free, and then you post a few videos, weka umesoto na pale kana go nambo kwenda huko. So yeah, the richer you are, the more free stuff you get. But I didn't think you'd get free stuff enough to live for free. Wacha nione history nani tena ameiweka Nairobi Gossip, ameiweka kama ni history imekuwa tuna Cyprian. Because Cyprian I think mse yote ule hajai deal na history yetu ndiye anaweza believe at home say is living a fake lifestyle. But sisi tunaelewa that's not a fake lifestyle. That dude, he does crazy numbers. Hizo numbers zake za Monday, those are some crazy paychecks. Okay, sijaona nini, but history ya nani Cyprian ya kundi. Cyprian ushasikiga very many times mbangaga vile Cyprian will be the guy to break the news, to call the president and tell us who's the president in 2027. I'm sure he'll have enough information ya kunini, but this story I think hapa amechezwa. If you're to ask me, this Liz woman, because Obinna, I don't know what happens, but he always attracts these people who come up with fake stories. Unanga kuna mse alitokeaga akasema yeye ni bro Obinna. You remember that time? And Obinna nearly sued that person. So the same thing I think is happening here, where someone fake just sits down and they're like, hakuna vile umse anaweza kuwa na afford hizi vitu zote. So for me to trend, let me pretend I'm a sugar mommy and he moved in with his kids. Like huyu dem gani ule tujaiona hata by accident kwa moja, hizo umso shoot na watoi wake left right and center. Who's this footing these bills that we never even see their foot? Ama makes zero sense. So I think it's just Nini, mtu tu anatry kutrend na story yake, alafu pia that person is taking advantage of the fact that a lot of Kenyans would can never believe that someone is doing well. And I think because we are only used to politicians doing well, so I think that's the reason why. But yes, in a nutshell, hiyo kitu vile imeanza, Obinna's fake life has been revealed. It's not fake. He can afford everything that you see him with there. I've never seen anything that dude has and been like he can't afford that. He can afford. So can you range anaweza afford? And yes, anaweza afford just from those Monday shows. Those Monday shows are ridiculous. Like damn, zinakuwaga ridiculous sana. So yeah, ni vitu anaweza afford. So history at least wacha tutacheki history ya Gigiri police station, wacha tutacheki alafu tuone kunaendaje. But I don't think his Nini history ya 2.5 million shillings, if he actually took her 2.5 akitaka kumrudishia nizamrudishia. And yeah, that dude is doing well, man. And that's why you'll always hear me nikijoke your numbers. I always say the Obinna numbers. I never say any other numbers. Na ukisikiaga nikisema I always say it in terms of money. Nasemaga like, hey, if IKONINI was doing Obinna numbers, then ningechukua OLED this year. I think I've said that a lot of times. I think Ian alikuwa ani-enjoy stories za OLED, nikamwambia like, hey, tungekuwa tunadu Obinna numbers, then I'd have taken another OLED because those numbers are good. And so it's not a fake life, and I think that's a fake story. That's a story that I'd take with a pinch of salt, but let's see how it unfolds. And if it eventually ends up tukisikia that umse amekuwa kimaintainiwa na dem fulani, itakuwa amekuwa kimaintainiwa because he wanted to be maintained, not because he needs to be maintained. If let's say that story is true and that girl called Liz, if they're renting the house and she moves out and she's like, pay your own rent, he'll be able to pay that rent effortlessly, unless rent your place ni 1 million a month, which I don't think it is. Hizo rent za kitu suru zinakuwa kitu kama so tatu, yeah, msana anaweza lipa hiyo rent vizuri kabisa.